I'm Wendy.
I'm Steve, and this is Pippin. And
Together,
we're the Happy
Travellers.
Here we are, welcome to the 10-year anniversary
Yes.
of the Happy Travellers. It's our 10th year on YouTube.
Yep.
So we thought we'd celebrate it with showing you quite a lot of pictures. There's almost 400 little photographs we're going to push by on the screen in a minute or two. But I've got one or two little notes just to remind us of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And the pictures you'll see are of various places we've been, things we've been doing. But we started off with a caravan, Sussex Caravans, for £7,000.
And we loved it, yes.
Yes. Actually, we spent more on the car to tow it than we did on the caravan. So we spent 10 grand on a car, 7 grand on a caravan, second hand. It was really good.
Yep.
And it suited us down to the ground,
Yes,
didn't
it
it?
did.
Really good. And we went travelling around England. But neither one of us had a job. It wasn't time for state retirement age. So we were 59, weren't we, when we stopped working?
Yeah,
We were.
yes, 59, yep.
And, so we weren't getting pensions and stuff like that.
And we
were
thought
living on savings.
And then we thought we will have to get a job,
Yeah.
which we did get a job, yes.
So we applied. Well, we looked on the caravan site warden sites, the places where you can go look for jobs. And we were looking at those, and we managed to secure a part-time assistant warden job. I think it was 2.5 days a week, wasn't it?
Yes.
And
covering more as needed,
we were green as grass going into that. We didn't really know. We'd volunteered a couple of weeks for the Caravan and Motorhome Club at Slinfold, and we really enjoyed that, which is why we thought, right, we're going to get a job doing it. So we did that, and we were there probably 18 months, but early on we decided that we'd got the caravan and got the car, and we'd go off during the week because we worked weekends, and we'd go off during the week to visit family and stuff. And we didn't take the caravan anywhere, but we decided that we want to go to Europe, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a key. We wanted to go to Europe.
And that was the deciding factor. And we thought, right, okay, well we've got enough money to actually invest in a motorhome. I say invest, to pave for a motorhome, and that's what we did. We chopped in the caravan and the car, bought a brand new motorhome from what I call now Trouble World, because they didn't tell us all sorts of things about this motorhome. It was brand new, but it had been at a show, it'd been used at a show.
Yeah, it had been used. I don't know if it was brand new.
They didn't tell us about that.
No.
They fitted the awning in the wrong place. So you couldn't have a side screen on the awning and open the habitation door.
No.
It was madness, really mad. And it was like, so we had it for 6 months, and we were arguing with them for the whole time, until they eventually agreed to take it back and fix it all up. But then what they did is they lent us. He said, well, we're in it full time, we live in it full time.
And we were working, weren't we, at the time?
So we were working. So they delivered to us at the caravan site we were working at an Auto Trail Comanche, which is much bigger, tag axle. We bought a 7.5 metre, same as the one we've got now, 7.5 metre motorhome. The Comanche's 8.6, so another 1.5 metres long. And in less than 24 hours, I think it was like 12 hours later after they delivered it, Wendy looked at me and she said, well, why don't we keep this one? So I phoned them up first thing in the morning. I said, right, what's the deal? You know, and we worked out what the deal was. It was just over a year old, the Comanche. Ours was 6 months old, and you know, we'd used it to go various places, so it wasn't brand new. But you know, we had a bit of leverage in that, you know, the motorhome wasn't right. So we managed to do quite a good deal, and we ended up with the Comanche.
Oh, love the
Absolutely.
Comanche.
Yeah,
It's my
brilliant.
favourite of all the vans we've had. I loved the Comanche, and I regret it to this day not still having it.
To this day.
I do.
Well, yeah. So we decided that we were going to go off to Sweden, and we got, because we were up, we were at a place near Chester, and we got the ferry, 16-hour crossing across from Kingston, Hull, wasn't it?
Armuden.
Hull to Armuden,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Amsterdam, and then we drove through the Netherlands across to Sweden, and you know, green as grass. As you know, you don't know what the deal is, do you? So I thought that we could go. I'd looked up online that Sweden, this golf club in Sweden, did an air. You know, 5 or 6 motorhomes could park there. So I didn't book, and I didn't. You know, I thought, oh, well, it'll be all right. So we turned up, and it was like thick snow. -20, thick snow. And I thought, oh, God, you know, there's no one there. We arrived late on a Friday, I think, like 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. No one around. So we parked in the car park. I couldn't see where the air was. Thick snow everywhere. I managed to find a hookup across a little access road, and anyway, we plugged into that. But the story on that is basically they'd closed the air. It wasn't they were redeveloping it into electric car point. But we stayed there for 2 weeks, which was, you know, because we'd taken a 3-week holiday.
Yeah, that's right. We
hadn't
had got 3
Yeah,
weeks
we'd
holiday.
taken a 3-week holiday, and we stayed there for 2 weeks. And because they'd closed the air, we agreed that we could stay in their car park. We did get a visit from the police to ask us why we were there, but we said we got permission. Anyway, but they had no way to charge us. They weren't allowed to charge us anything.
No.
So they said, "Oh, don't worry about it." So we stayed there 2
Yes, we
weeks
did,
on
yeah.
electric hookup
Yeah.
for free, which was excellent. Anyway,
Yes.
so that was our first venture abroad, and I was worried about driving on the right in a right-hand drive motorhome, but actually it just isn't difficult at all. So moving on from that, came back. We wanted to go do more travelling, so we gave up the job at the.
Don't go wandering off.
We've been going wandering, sniffing around. Yeah, so we gave up the job and then went travelling more.
Yep.
And you know, by then we were well into the videos, weren't we? We
Yeah.
started off doing daily videos, but that very quickly got very
Yeah, we
difficult.
did used to do it for quite a while, daily videos. Yeah.
The whole YouTube story is, you know, good for another video. Yeah, we can make a video about all the trials and tribulations about YouTube, but
The changes over 10
Yeah.
years and things.
but you know,
Anyway, to come back to that, we we sold the Comanche because of the difficulties during COVID. Yeah, so
you know, the
parking it up in the UK,
Yeah.
finding somewhere to live.
we're
So
going through lockdown
yeah, lockdown was.
in the UK.
We couldn't find anywhere to go.
It was very difficult to actually live full time in a motorhome during the 2020, 21, 22. So it was very difficult, and we bought a boat, which is my biggest regret.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's another big regret.
I just
yeah.
wish we'd never bought it.
Because
You
we
know,
had bought the boat and we could have a parking space there, but we could not have it for the Comanche because it was too big. So of course
too big,
that's why we bought
small car park.
with the van, which we did love, the Weinsberg. I have to say that's another thing. I was very fond of that. It never let us down.
Weinsberg,
We went
brilliant.
many miles in there, many
Panel van.
countries. Yes.
36,000 miles we did.
Yeah, I
in three
really,
years, so
I
we did,
loved that as
yeah.
well. It was
Did
very
lot.
good to us.
Yeah.
Nothing ever broke on
No,
that.
it was really good. It was really good.
Nothing. It was like still in immaculate condition.
And
Yeah. Very good van.
when it came time, so we swapped the Comanche for the Carabas in September 2020, and then in 2024 we swapped the Carabas for Just William, the
Deathless, yep.
Just 90, and this is turning out to be excellent. for
It's our
full-
last van ever, isn't it?
It is.
Yes. We're keeping this one.
Yeah.
Never changing again. There's been too much grief and upset changing vans. I don't think it's a happy time in a way.
Dealers are
No.
the word. It's like it's like car dealers of the
Yeah, I know.
1960s.
Yeah, I think so.
Honest John's Motorhomes.
But you do become attached to them, and I'm very. I think all apart from the Heimer, I was never attached to that, but the other vans I've been very fond of.
The Heimer was a nightmare.
Yeah, this very
And-
fond of now of this
And
van
just,
here.
You know. Anyway,
So that's where we are with that.
so
Yes.
you know, we've been through, you know, Caravan, Heimer, and we named them all. Jasmine Meyer was the Heimer, and then Nikita Chloe was the Comanche, and then the Cuddle Bus was the Weinsberg Carabas 600k, brilliant van, and now Just William, which is the Detlef's Just 90, or Just William.
We didn't call
him.
the caravan anything, did we?
No,
Patsy, did we? Might have called it Patsy.
it was a.
Patsy Prestige, I think we did.
You might have done. I didn't.
No.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, but you know, so we do have a lovely time living full time in a motorhome, and sometimes we quite enjoy making videos. And we even get told that sometimes you enjoy these videos. But you know,
How many videos have we made over 10 years, would you say?
over 1,500 videos.
Yeah.
So
And we've stayed at quite a few thousand places as well, and countries over the years too. Yes.
quite a few hundred.
100. I don't know, I must count up, because you
Five.
know I've got my logbook.
I think it's six.
Do you think 500 or 600?
600 odd different
So
places.
over 1,000 videos.
And we've been all around England. We've ventured into Scotland. We've been into Wales. Not been to Ireland yet, but we've been across to France. Brilliant. I absolutely love France, and you know, just wandering round the little villages there. Germany. Germany's like that not so hidden gem, because if you can get off the tourist bit, you find some really, really wonderful places.
Get off that. I don't like the motorways in Germany.
The
I find
motorways
them
are
I get
horrible.
very anxious about them.
Especially around Hamburg
Yeah.
and that sort of place. Spain,
Yeah.
very good indeed.
love Spain.
Lovely for the winter.
All the
All
countries.
down,
Yes.
all down in the south end of Spain. Very good. Portugal's lovely. We did that for the first time year before last. Really, really good. Very nice indeed. And I think we would go to Portugal again. I think we're, you know, maybe maybe winter this year, we'll go down through France and then down through Spain, across and come back up through Portugal, and show you because you get down to the warmer weather and then you can come back up. But what does the future hold? I suppose we ought to talk about that. What does the future hold? Well, I don't know really.
No, we're a little bit up in the air because of Pippin's health.
We are.
We know a lot of countries and places we want to go, but at the moment everything is, we're just seeing how we go at the moment.
Yeah, the little pipsqueak's not so healthy these days. But we've had some wonderful times,
yes.
and I hope looking at those pictures.
We met very nice people, lots of people, lovely friends and people. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for that.
Beautiful places we've been. Alania, the big Alania site was oddly nice to be at. It was a huge campsite, but it was oddly quite nice. But then the little campsites in Spain, Castillo de Baños, right down on the south coast, quirky little place, but lovely, right on the beach. It's
and I'll never forget a lovely rally we had with the Motor Caravanners Club at Bonterra Park.
Bonterra Park.
Oh, that was lovely. Really, really fell in love with Spain when we stayed there.
They've upgraded. They call it Bonterra Resort
Oh yes,
now. But they've upgraded the prices as well.
We went there with this in the winter, but we stayed on the free air there.
That's limited to one night though.
Or two nights, isn't it?
No, it's one night, 2 days, one night. Yeah. But there's other places around that way.
Yeah, so
and there's lots of places inland. Just this last time we were over there, we stayed at a great little place called Marshall, inland from the coast in Spain. Very nice, quaint little village. All the services there, really great. And other little places, Ciudad de la Valdiña. First time we went there, we were parked up against an orange grove, all gone next time we went there, just a few months back. Lovely monastery being renovated, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, so really, really lovely. So we're just going to sort of continue living in the van. We don't know what it's like to live in a bricks and sticks house or flat now.
No.
They always seem too big now, don't they?
Yes, they do. I know.
It's, but that's I don't know. While we're healthy enough to get in and out and drive, then we'll keep on doing this.
Yep.
And we'll keep on making the occasional video to hopefully keep you entertained. Keep us entertained. What we like about making videos, one of the big things, even if no one watched, one of the big things for us is that we make memories that we we can just go back. And then when I sort of do a little bit of research around where we've been and what we've done, I look back through some of our older videos and that.
And do you know one thing? When we're unable to travel anymore, we'll be able to sit back, have a little drink of wine, and watch the videos and say, "Do you remember that, Steve? Gosh, weren't we young looking then?" We'll say.
It won't be a little drink of wine. I'm going to try and get quite a few bottles of the Governor, red wine from Mercadona in Spain.
Oh yeah,
it's very good. It's €2.50 a bottle. Probably €3 time I get back there, but €3 a bottle is excellent stuff. But there we are.
That's it. Yep, that's good.
That's it from us really for this one. You know, we've got lots more to come. We've got a review of our new solar panel install coming up in the next video. You can see some video of me climbing up ladders and stuff. Getting on the roof of the motorhome and making.
And they'll make a video, we'll talk about the changes over 10 years of doing YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
If anybody out there is thinking about making a YouTube channel these days, the motorhome and caravan market in terms of video channels is quite flooded at the moment. And so you've got a lot of choice of what to watch. So, I know many of you prefer the technical content or the more sensational stuff that we put out. I know, for example, when I do something more technical, loads more views. So,
Imagine if when I was filming you, if you'd have fallen off the ladder. That would have been...
Well, there'd be no edit being done.
No, but perhaps you wouldn't have hurt yourself badly, but...
I've known people kill themselves, fall off a 3-metre van. It's a long way up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no, we...
Well, it's a long way up, but even a longer way down.
No, I would have caught you. Don't worry.
Yeah,
if you
I know.
had fallen.
Well, he always catches me when I fall.
Yeah, I was right there.
Anyway, thanks so much for watching.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed that, our little chat and the pictures of the last 10 years. It's just a random selection of stuff from the last 10 years, just to let you know what we've been doing if you're fairly new to the channel. And if you are, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
Yeah.
It does help to maintain the channel. Gives us a bit of confidence to know that you're still watching. We'll see you again in the next one.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone.